Okay team, so today we have a session called Stretch and Learn. So a nice reward for you after all of the hard training that you've done. It's it's actually one of my favourite training sessions. So it's just stretching, chilling out, opening up the joints a little bit, working through the muscle groups after all of that hard training. So think of it like a little bit of a regeneration. So what we do within this training session is we're going to show you some different types of stretches of a level and then progress them onwards. So all that we're going to do is we're not really going to work to a time. I'm just going to guide the guys through specific stretches and just modify and ask you to take it to a different level just to teach and show the people at home. That's why we've got it Stretch and Learn. The idea is we're going to educate you on a few stretches and then empower you to be able to do them at home and mix them into your routines as well. Before we stretch, we've just got to get a little bit warm and mobilise a little bit. So first of all, I'd just like to see you marching on the spot, please. So we're just marching on the spot and taking it through. Ideally, this is for every single fitness level, which is why I've got both of you here today. We've got Denise, who's super advanced, and James, who's just starting out as an exerciser. So you're just lifting up. All this is a little bit of a pulse raiser, okay? Marching on the spot. Keep it going. You'll still get that stretch effect, but we want you to be nice and warm before you begin. Such a good session after a training session, this one, no matter what type of workout that you've done. From there, guys, if you just want to take it into hip openers and really exaggerate that movement. So you're lifting the knee up and just drawing out to the side. Lift that knee up and out to the side. So a little bit of a pre-warm up before you go into the stretches. Take some nice deep breaths as you do this. Such a good feel-good factor, this one. You need these regenerations, these little stretch sessions to be able to power through the workouts that you are doing. Give it 2 more each, 2 more hip openers. From there, another little bit of a cardio warm-up is your elbow to knee. So just take it into an elbow to knee movement. That's it, your twist. So warming up a little bit through the spine. Lifting the knee, just warming up through the hips, and a bit of a torso twist added in. If you struggle to hold the hands up, like James, you can just take it into a high knee. It's all good. All joking aside, we're showing you the different levels for the different fitness levels that are going to be doing this Stretch and Learn. So you start off at a low level, but really this could go right up. An Olympian could do this stretch session and get excellent benefits. But we're going to modify the levels so that everybody can do this. So that's your elbow to knee. From there, you're going to do a side step out. So you're just going to take the foot out to the side and back, out to the side and back. That's it. Whatever level you're at, you can do this. Guys, look to really open out the range if you can. And then from there, it is supposed to be a little bit of a pre-warm. So just speed it up slightly. Tap and back. You want that heart rate up a little bit, ready to stretch these muscles. So we've got some mats in front of us today. You should ideally have something that's a little bit more comfortable underneath you. Whether you're on the beach, you've got your towel or a mat or a carpet, anything that you can pop in front just so that it's a little bit easier on the old knees. So that's your side step outs. To keep the pulse up, to take the heart rate up, we're going to just go into a Spotty Dog movement. One of our favourites, so we take the step back and then you're warming through the shoulders as well. So hopefully we've got the blood pumping a little bit from your other training sessions and we're just re-warming going back through the moves before the stretch. So no specific repetitions really, just guide through with us, do these with us. From there, just flow into your torso twists. So hands are up and you're just looking at just taking it through that twist movement as you go through. Feel a little bit warmer, team?
Yeah.
Looking forward to this stretch? Yeah. Like I said, you deserve it. You've been training hard. You need to do this regeneration. The goal really is not to fall asleep as you're doing this one, because it's a lot more mellow than our other training sessions. Okay, we're going to flow straight into this, everybody. Just roll through the shoulders, and all I want you to do is take some nice deep breaths. Just roll the shoulders back, in through the nose and out through the mouth, and just flow through these stretches. So this is just setting you up. Just keep that going. Another kind of 20 seconds, just setting you up ready, just to relax the body. It's either a good start to the day or a little bit of a wind down at the end of the day, depending when you're doing this session. So the first exercise that I'd like you to demonstrate is your strider stretch with a reach. So James, if you'd like to stride forward, Denise, I'll just move that for you there. Stride forward and do a strider stretch without the reach, and Denise, take the reach in. And just hold that and just keep the breathing strong that you've just done, and you should be feeling a nice stretch on the back hip. So we've got two different levels there. At home, you could be holding onto a chair or something to balance if you're doing the level that James is doing. You do need a little bit more balance if you've taken it into the reacher as well. Pop yourselves back. Roll through those shoulders and onto the other side. Take a stride forward and reach up and away. So he's still getting a stretch through the hip. It's just you're going to require less balance really to do that one. You take that reach in, you're just taking it to another level to make it a little bit tougher. A great stretch through the torso and the side there. So this is your strider dynamic stretch. Less dynamic now though, a little bit more static as we go through this. Release. One more time on both sides. So one more time you're going to go into that movement. Whenever you're ready, breathe and enjoy. So the difference with the angle that James has got there is potentially you might have a chair in front of you to get that stretch, or just something to balance on at the side here. Just a few seconds each side. Feel a good stretch in the back hip.
Very good stretch.
Release. One more time. So the key point that I want to emphasize is you don't want to be too wobbly on that front leg. So you keep the shoulders back and you brace through. But if you've been training really hard and you're adding this in potentially at the end of a run or something where you've been really hitting the quads hard, maybe some squats, even if you're advanced in your training, just use something to balance and get that back hip nice and open to really stretch through the front of the hip. Feel that? Yeah. Okay, pop onto your mat just in front of you there, into a kneeling position on your mat. Okay, so as I said, it's a little bit more mellow today. I'm just going to guide you through. I'll guide you through these movements. So we're going to go into a kneeling hip movement here. So shoulders are back and we're just going to carry on the opening of the hip right at the start of this stretch sequence. So you're now into a kneeling movement. Place your hands on the front knee and just ease yourself in. from here, I'm going to ask you to demo again, Denise. It's a little bit of a combo of a yoga move. You're going to push up onto the toes. Take the elbow to the outside of the knee, so away from me, hand down, and just look away. Good, so you've got just a greater stretch through the back there, and just flow with it, enjoy it, breathe strong. Again, it requires more balance, it requires a little bit of core strength. If you're getting really wobbly, pop back to just feel that stretch as James is demonstrating there. Guys, flow back out of that one. So ease slowly back out of the stretch and switch again. So opposite side. So it's a kneeling hip stretch. And you go through it in stages. So Denise is going to go through the hip stretch first, then pop up. Then slowly, once you feel steady, just take the elbow to the outside of the knee and just add in a little bit more of a stretch. Gets to see our Fitter Club colleague James going through his stretch. Good stuff, guys. Take some time out, just breathe. Let all your worries out, enjoy. As long as you're feeling this stretch in the hips. If you feel that you're really tight through the hips, you may want to spend a little bit longer on that one. We're going to keep flowing through, okay? So from there, an even less strenuous stretch is what we call your cat-cow. So you're going to place the hands just underneath the elbows and the shoulders, then draw them in slightly closer to yourself. Your knees are in line with your hips, and imagine a very angry cat. It's going to raise the back up. You're going to lift these shoulder blades up, 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 and push up high towards the ceiling. And then release, breathe, relax, and then lift the chin up and look up high towards the ceiling. Look at the amount of movement we got in their back through just releasing and stretching through, and then you just flow through those. So just about 4 or 5 seconds of an angry cat. This is your cat-cow stretch. So you're just releasing through the back, and then release, and then look up. So you're getting a little bit of stretch through the neck as well. It's amazing how much you can get of a stretch through your neck if you just raise your chin up at the end of that cat-cow movement. But all of these stretches are done really slow and controlled as you go through. So we're just settling down that nervous system at the same time. So many times during the day we're in fight or flight. Unless your life is spent in a hammock in Hawaii on the beach being served cocktails. Maybe you get angry if they don't bring you a cocktail on time. Otherwise, we spend a lot of time in fight or flight during our work. It's important, so important for your health and wellness to take this little bit of time just to wind down, recover, regenerate. This is the ideal thing to do with a family member or a friend, just a bit of quality relaxation time, leaving the phones and things out of the way, or unless you're watching this on a phone. You get what I mean. It's your cat-cow movement. From there, one of my favourites, you're sitting back onto your heels and just reaching forward, dropping the forehead down to the mat, reach forward with your fingertips, just shuffling through. This one is called Child's Pose. Just hold and breathe, in through the nose, out through the mouth. A little bit of stretching, but also a little bit of a form of meditation. We add this in just for overall wellness. if you're really, really unable to get onto your knees for this particular stretch, you could use a door handle just to drop in. You're still going to get the stretch through the back. You just drop in, or the side of a chair. You're just going to drop in to get that excellent back stretch that they're achieving here. Guys, ease back up just onto the hands and knees. Take a little bit of a breather. We're going to go through that child's pose one more time. Just take some nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then you sit back in and stretch. Reach forward with the fingertips. Feel good?
Yeah.
Hold there, just breathe strong. Really releases through the lower back as well. Pop yourself back up onto your hands and knees. From there, it's flowing nicely. So the stretch positions that I've selected flow nicely now into your upward downward dog. And I just want you to slow these down. Guys, you don't need to be doing it at the same time, in the same timing. Get in your own little zone. It's your own little stretching sequence. So just flow through your breathing and just guide the Fitter Club members at home just through their upward downward dogs whenever you're ready. So it's slow and controlled. They're pushing back in towards the heels. If you've been doing a lot of jumping movements or running, always make sure that you get a great stretch through the calf and through the Achilles, and then flow through it. Relax the feet, twist the hands into the floor, push up and away, and just breathe strong. As I said, you guys both work to your timings and just flow through and really feel it. Really feel the stretch. This is your upward downward dog. I don't know, I just think I love exercise so much that I just enjoy the stretching equally as much as those high intensity workouts. As we talk about with Fitter Club, you know, it's that overall wellness. It's not just the ability to blast out a cardio workout. It's important to take that little bit of time out, regenerate, de-stress perhaps, recover, not just from the workouts, but day-to-day life. Just that little bit of time where you can just flow through stretches like this and just focus on the movements that you're doing. So keep it going, guys. I'll just guide you through these. So as you can see, Denise is pushing up through the floor, and they're both just rising up, pushing the chest up towards the sky, lifting the chin, and just flowing through. Now then, if you guys keep flowing through, Fitter Club team. A little modification for this one, if you're really struggling with the movement through this, you could break it up. You could use a wall to push against and just lean back so that you're getting that stretch through the torso and the push through the chest. You could get that stretch through. Try it, because you still get a really good stretch through the chest and the neck. And then the other modification that you'd take if you couldn't flow through like this would be to stretch the back of the leg separately. So you could be up against a wall, flowing through and getting a stretch through the back of the leg. Or pushing against a chair through the legs first. Just split it up, you still get the stretch feeling, and then place the hands on the chair and just push back to get as good a stretch through here as you could. That's more so if you find it very uncomfortable to be on the knees or power through the shoulders. So you just take a little breather there, James. Denise will finish that one whenever you're ready. Flowing nicely, guys. From here, you're going to go into a seated hamstring stretch. So just relax the foot into the side. Relax this foot, the outstretched leg, and you're just going to ease forward through the lower back to ease down the legs. You might just get to the knees. If you're feeling a stretch down the back of the leg, you might just get to the knees. You might just be able to use that body weight to drop forward to get to the shin, as long as you're feeling it down the back of the leg. Or if you're a little bit more flexible, you'll be able to work down towards the toes. If you're mega flexible, you may be able to drop your forehead down onto the knee. I said mega flexible. Some people can. If flexibility is a big part of your training, you'll be able to. It takes a few years to master that one. But are you both feeling a stretch down the back of the leg? Yeah. So that's what we call our posterior chain. If you're firing through those burpee movements, even if you're marching on the spot, if you're doing your spotty dogs, you're working the legs. So we want to just work out a bit of a static stretch through the back of the leg. Slowly back up. Roll the shoulders, take a bit of a breather. Switch legs, of course, you want to be balanced. Relax, and then just ease forward. I'm demoing to the knee, so that you're getting that stretch through the back of the leg. You may feel comfortable to move down towards the shin, or if you're feeling that extra little bit flexible, take it down to the toes. But really, as soon as you feel the stretch, hold and breathe. You'll find if you relax into your breathing, your body just settles a bit back down, and through the nervous system, you're just a little bit more relaxed and you can take the stretch through. So we're guiding you through today and demoing these stretches, but if there's a particular muscle group that feels very tight, remember that. This is why it's called Stretch and Learn. We're just empowering you to do these, and then you can split these out in between your day to focus on different areas. Now, this is where I don't want you to fall asleep, because you're mega relaxed. But just roll onto your side, team. We're going to do a side lying quad stretch. So another really basic one, but it's side lying. Thank you very much. That's good. So they're going to get to see you at home perfectly. You relax your head down onto your arm. We've got a good demonstration of different angles here. You take hold of the laces and you're drawing your heel in towards your butt for an awesome stretch through the front of the quads, the front of the thigh. We're working through the range of movement of the knee as well. However you feel most comfortable. You may be pulling on your track pants. Just relax through the shoulder there, James. Place the hand down in front of you. Just want to say that if you were at home and you were really finding the flexibility hard, if you wear tracksuit bottoms, you can pull in, but you're still even just getting a stretch just by lifting the leg to that angle. Denise is taking it a little bit further there, but if you're feeling a stretch through the front of the thigh just by placing your leg like that, it's fine. The alternative, of course, is another stretch that we show you, which would be a standing quad stretch, or resting the foot on a chair and just dropping in slightly. All we want is heel to butt, if possible, to get that stretch through. Feel good? Switch sides whenever you're ready. This one's not supposed to be fast and frantic. We're just flowing nicely. Static stretching, feel good stretching. We're not massively focusing on developing flexibility, but working the muscles more so and the joints through different ranges of movement to get that stretch feeling. Side lying quad stretch. Breathe strong, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Loads and loads of different flexibility moves that you can do. It's often hard to select them, but really, like a lot of the exercises we go for, we just go for the big bang for the buck movements that get you the best stretching feeling through the full body. So that's what we're aiming for here. So from there, team, you stay in exactly the same position, just lying on the mat, but I want you just to lie back as if you're sunbathing on your back. You can stay there, it's perfect. Just relax onto your back, James. So you're sunbathing, got the shades on, nice and relaxed, feeling good. And you're feeling a little bit tight through your lower back. So you decide to draw your knees in towards your chest and give your knees a big hug. Give yourself a hug. So you're drawing the knees in. Breathe, fill the lungs just a couple of times. Now release and stretch out as long as you can. Reach out above your head as long as you can. Imagine you're being stretched out, and that's good. You just gently shift side to side through that movement, gently shifting side to side. Get a good stretch through the lats and the torso. This is your reward for all those hard training sessions and all the work that we do through the day. It's your time just to recover and relax. Release, take hold of the knees again. Give yourself a little hug, draw the knees in towards your chest and just release through the back. So I've called this the lying knee grab and extension stretch. Lengthen again as long as you can, nice and long. Reach, 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 reach. Take hold of the knees again, give your knees a hug. Reach in, that's it. You feeling good, team?
Yeah, nice and relaxed.
Very good. So one more time, long as you can. And it's always nice just to reach out right above your head and just get a little bit side to side. Just twist it out, a little bit of lengthening through the spine. It's really important to do these sessions. Your rest and your recovery and your regeneration is the first thing that I set into the programs, because that needs to be around the hard work that you do. So when we coach and we design training plans, really you should be putting in your recovery phases and your regeneration first, and then back programming, knowing where you're doing the hard work. It's so important to do these, otherwise you risk an injury. It's just not going to feel as effective when you're full power into this training. One more hug for yourself. That's it, so you're just drawing the knees in. And again, stretch out long, long and strong. From there, I just want you to slowly come back to a standing position. So you might be in a seated position for a few seconds first. Take your time. Take your time, take your time. Maybe exactly, take a kneeling position next, just so that you're not jumping straight up. And the rest of our stretches we're just going to do in a standing position. Good stuff so far. So, our first stretch is our standing crossbody lat stretch. Take 1 foot back, push the palm up high of the arm on the same side that the foot is back, exactly right. Take hold of the wrist and just gently tilt to the side. Just getting a great stretch through that whole side of the body, through the lats and through the torso. Slowly back and switch sides. Push the palm up high. Sorry, take the foot back, that's it. Then push the palm up high and you just tilt into the sides. Standing crossbody lat stretch. Again, if you feel like that needs a little bit more attention at home, flow through them, go through a couple more. We're going to go straight into a standing inner thigh stretch. So take 1 foot to the side, either side, and just gently drop in. Feeling that stretch on the inside of that leg there. Feel it there?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Focus. You're supposed to be nice and relaxed here. Always looking to make jokes, that guy. Next one, switch sides. So the knee is just guiding in over the toes. Couple more minutes. That's your standing in a thigh stretch. So from there, just stand back into a standing position, back into your central kind of reset position. Bring the legs in, and then we're going to go into your chest stretch. So you're linking the fingers behind and just lifting the arms up and away from the body. That's your chest stretch. That's it. Continuing the breathing, team. Release. Just roll the shoulders a couple of times. Just release. So we're combining this last stretch with a standing hamstring. We've already stretched the hamstrings, but this one's nice. A double standing hamstring stretch with a lower back stretch. So a bit of a wider stance. Bit of a wider stance there. And then drop down the thighs. Slowly lower in. Do this one slowly. Hands are on the thighs, just guiding the arms down towards the laces, towards the toes. Nice deep breaths. Good work. Rise back up. Roll the shoulders. As I said, we're combining it with the chest stretch. So go again through the chest stretch. Chest in front of shoulder. This one's key if you're spending a lot of time driving or seated at a desk. Just take it through that range of movement to get a great stretch through the front of the shoulder, right through the chest. So release back out. One more time, reaching down, the legs towards the laces or the knees. You may just be feeling that stretch in the hamstrings just by going to the knees. That's fine. Slowly rise back up, bring the feet together. And what we're going to do is we're going to finish this little stretch and learn session with 3 deep breaths. You should be feeling a little bit more flexible now, a bit more relaxed, a bit more mobile, recovered, regenerated. We're going to take a deep breath, deep, 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 deep breath, reach high and exhale. That's it. 2 more. Push high, team. Good stuff. 1 more. Fill the lungs. Reach, 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 reach. And release. Great work. That's a little stretch and learn for you. Full body approach. As we said, if you feel like you want to focus on a certain muscle group, If the hamstrings were tighter, you'd spend longer on those, but really, really important after the high intensity that you guys have been training at. So even if you've been doing the low level, a lower level program, that's cool. You still need to go through the stretching and work on those. And it's a really nice kind of just relaxing move.
Really good.
Well done. That's completed the stretch and learn.